Well, this is awkward. So the second Summon Rush event is going to be starting very, very soon for the Fallen Fusion. In the first Summon Rush event, there was a progressive chance event that featured Newt as one of the rate up 15x champions, as well as Estrid Dreamsong, and myself and a lot of other people decided to skip that Summon Rush event, waiting for the second Summon Rush, assuming that there was going to be some kind of legendary 1+1 event from Sacred Shards. Ooh. About that. Not only is it just basically another progressive chance event with no bells and whistles attached, it's worse than the first one! What the hell, Plarium? This should have been a 1+1 legendary event. This Summon Rush event that's coming up right now is worse than the first one. It gives less fragments than the first Summon Rush event, but the bait event, like the progressive chance event, is worse? Now, that is to say that it's not bad, right? There are two selections of champions. One whole batch are going to be 15x on the first day, and then on the 10th of June, it's going to be another selection of champions right here. And so we're going to go through these, and honestly, there's some very, very good champions here. But they're not Newt, you know what I'm saying? And it's not a legendary 1+1, right? Pull one legendary and you pull another one randomly on top of that. I have regrets, mostly for advising a lot of you guys to skip on this as well, especially like newer accounts. If this was like your first fusion and stuff, I recommended most people skip the first Summon Rush and wait for the second one, because I was assuming there was going to be a better event for the second one. Plarium just wound their foot so high behind that it came over their shoulder, and then just, it's gonna be the biggest kick in the nuts in the world, apparently. But hey man, let's get to the champion list, man. What champion I'm going to be locking in and trying to pull for on the main account, as well as for the free-to-play accounts. You know what I'm saying? Hey, before we do get to that, if you guys are going to create a new raid challenges account, man, and you're just cheesed off by this event, man, you'd rather have a fresh start, click on the beginner promo link that's down below this video at the top of the description box, and use that link down below to create a new raid account, man, with Corvis the Corruptor and 3 free epic champions to jumpstart your account the right way with the best beginner rewards package you can possibly get. And all you got to do is click on that link down below and use it to create a new raid account, man. Don't forget to enter beginner code Wrath on day one of your new account as well to grab Grand Oak Podrick for the ultimate double legendary triple epic champion start. You can also get Skeletor as a third legendary champion technically by just logging in for 7 days, but he's garbage and nobody cares about him. Okay, man. Let's get to this, man. So this Tuesday, June 9th, basically tomorrow at the time I'm shooting this video, we're planning to launch a progressive chance event, 15x chance to summon champions from the selected pool from, it's basically going to be people pulling Sacred Shards for this, right? First up, Pelops the Victor. I've already got him on my free-to-play account, and he's a fantastic champion. And honestly, I do find that I use the guy in a hell of a lot of places, man. I think he's actually a fantastic champion. He was, of course, the Anniversary Fusion. A lot of people have him already, but I use him in my Demon Lord team. I use him forever in my Ice Golem teams, because Magma Shield is just amazing into Ice Golem. Applies HP burn as well on his passive, but the Magma Shield just gives you so much extra survivability. Places decreased attack on his AO1. I use him into Hydra, Chimera as well. Iron Twins, his shields are fantastic there also. Honestly, I think, unless I'm thinking of like the wrong champion, I think Masahiro is just like the easiest meh on this entire list. Ragash is also, I mean, you know, he's not Pelops. He's definitely not Armand's the Magnificent, which if you're looking for a speed or a lead inside of PvP, it's difficult to do worse than Armand's. Of course, with Mercurial set, like Go First type teams are just not what they once were. And so there is that. Armand's is pretty terrible against guard stacks, but yeah, I've got to say, for my free-to-play account, I'm really, really not moved at all by the idea of getting an Armand's the Magnificent, only because, you know, he's pretty good at Dark Fae, but so's, yeah, I'm thinking of like PvE areas of the game, right? Finite, Dark Fae, that kind of thing. But if you got like an Allure and a Cold Heart, like I do in my free-to-play account, and like a Geomancer who can 10 meter steal as well, then do you really need an Armand's in anywhere inside of PvE in the game? Probably not. You're probably getting through Spider just fine. If you got like Miscreated Monster and a Cold Heart or two or something, you know. So like, how much are you going to use him in PvE areas? He's obviously very, very powerful in those areas, but if you've got budget option champions that can do that job already, then you're really looking at a PvP specialist champion. And for me and my free-to-play account, not interested, man. Like, as long as I've got enough firepower on my free-to-play account to get like gold 4 or 5 inside of Classic Arena, that's fine by me. I'm happy enough with that. I'm not interested in playing live arena and stuff like that. And even if I was, Armand's isn't all that he was once cracked up to be, again, with guard stacks in the game. I think pound for pound, he's probably the most powerful champion on the list, but he's got his limitations. And for a free-to-play account that doesn't care about PvP at all, he's one of those that I can do without personally. Now, if you need some 10 meter controllers in your account, right, you don't have the luxury of having Cold Hearts and Allures and stuff like that on your account, okay, fine. Like, you might want to go for the Armands and lock him in if you are going to be pulling for the Summon Rush and going for this event during the Fusion. But then for me, I'd counter that point with, even if you need the 10 meter control, I'd go for Staltus Dragonbane instead. Like, if this is like the first fusion you're going for on your raid account, right? You've got like your 6-7 Sacred Shards ready to go for the Summon Rush event, and you've done your homework, you've done your research, you've got your silver and your gems and your ancient shards are ready for the upcoming champion chase, because there's probably going to be 2x in ancient shards, but you've got your secrets ready to pull, and you're looking for a champion to lock in here. If your account is in like its first 4, 5, 6 months, I'd go for the Staltus, man. Straight up, I think Staltus is actually going to help your account more than an Armand's is, because Staltus is bloody good everywhere. Like, Staltus is... What faction is he? Bannerlords, I believe. Yeah, Staltus Dragonbane boosted the crap out of one of my older free-to-play accounts. Series that I did here on this channel brings all kinds of AoE damage. Big AoE hit on his A3, big AoE hit on his A2. His A2 is a 3-turn cooldown with each hit with a 65% chance of placing stun debuff for 1 turn. It's a very, very reliable AoE stun. Great against waves. Solid for wave control into areas like Spider's Den. And then his A1's a double hit that decreases 10 meter. So it's like you can use him into as your nuker / 10 meter controller into Dagfair, into Fire Knight, into Spider's Den. He's very, very solid into PvP as well as like your PvP main nuker on an early game account. Not because he does anything particularly special, but it's just a lot of AoE damage with a chance to stun, you know? And it's a double hitter, so it's actually pretty good against guard stacks as well. Like against Mercurial gear, it's like just an early nuker for your account. And Staltus also scales extremely well into Hard Mode Dragon, where he reflects weaken and poison debuffs back onto the attacker, which is just insane. Like, so like, I don't know, dude. I feel like Staltus is actually the man to go for if you're an early game account and you are looking for a 10 meter controller and all of the other things that I just mentioned. Gotta say though, on my main account, I like have every champion here apart from Ragash, and I'm not pulling for Ragash. Oh god. Why isn't it a legendary 1+1 event, man? Why isn't it a Sacred Shard, pull a legendary, get another one for free? Buy one, get one free, you know? PLARIUM. What a missed opportunity. Then again, I would say that because I didn't pull for the first Summon Rush, so I was really hoping for something big here. It just all made sense that they just haven't done it. Like, I don't really understand, man, but, well, I guess they're just keeping us guessing, you know? Still sucks a little bit, though. Anyways, man, day 2 of the event. Okay, it's gotta get good now, okay? Because unlike my free-to-play account, okay, I could pull if I really, really wanted the Staltus, I could lock in the Staltus, okay, fine, but even for the free-to-play account, I don't really need the 10 meter control or the AoE nuke. I've got Thorlin for that and stuff, you know, so I'm really hoping for something good here, right? June 10th, day 2 of the Summon Rush. Let's go, man. What have we got? Harima. Ooh, dude. I tell you what, Harima's tempting, you know. Harima's really, really tempting. That could be the one that I decide to lock in for the free-to-play account, only because of why? I'll tell you because of why. Because my current Hydra Provoker is a Gnarlhorn. That's a problem. Not that Gnarlhorn isn't doing a great job, okay? He's doing his best. He's got a 3-turn cooldown provoke. It's good stuff. He can't weak hit with the skill because he just places the provoke. It's good into all the affinities of Hydra. That's good stuff, but that's like all he does into Hydra. Literally, you've got to like disable his A3 or the Head of Mischief has a chance of stealing it and then buff spreading it, and so you can't even let him use this. So he's just provoking and that's it. That's like literally all he's doing. Harima, though, for my free-to-play account, oh man. This is a champion, man. Brings a pretty reliable, honestly, 75% land rate decrease attack debuff on her A1, which right now I'm using Aox in my Demon Lord Clan Boss team on the free-to-play account to place the decrease attack debuff and, you know, a little bit of poisons, a little bit of heals and stuff like that. I wonder if the Harima could replace the Aox then in my Demon Lord team. That could be kind of interesting. She brings a triple hitter on the A2. Each hit decreases enemy defense by 5%, stacking up to 30. This is insanely valuable over the course of longer fights, of course. Each hit also increases this champion's defense by 5%, stacking up to 100, and instantly activate her A3 skill if this skill kills an enemy. One other thing I really, really need on my free-to-play account is a good, and just like good like B or A tier quality PvP nuker, okay? That would help out a lot, okay? I don't care that much about PvP, but right now I'm struggling. I'm limping along by just throwing my Thorlin Foulbeat in there and sort of hoping for the best. I wonder if Harima would be an upgrade there, but even if she isn't, she could easily fit into the Hydra team with the A3 skill. It's a 3-turn cooldown, attack all enemies, place provoke debuff for 110. So she's basically just Gnarlhorn on steroids for the sake of my free-to-play Hydra team. This debuff can't be blocked or resisted if the target champion is from the Demon Storm faction, which is a little bit crazy. But yeah, getting to instantly activate this if you kill an enemy with the A2 makes it pretty solid in PvP as well. Obviously great into waves, potentially useful in my Demon Lord team. Yeah, just a great jack of all trades, powerful champion. Good stuff. This might be who I lock in on my free-to-play. Now, for the rest of these nerds, we've got Noson the Bronze Bull. So I'm really looking for someone here I can lock in for the main account. Noson is of the Argonites faction, HP-based provoker. For the Argonites, brings to tackle enemies 4-turn cooldown, by the way, which is a bit mental for a legendary, but we'll read on. 100% chance of placing provoke debuff on all enemies for 1 turn. Will ignore 50% resistance, whose target's max HP is lower than this champion's, which basically just means in PvP, by the way, because in PvE, waves of enemies tend to have hundreds of thousands or more health in PvE, and so you're not going to be able to, you're not going to be able to get away with ignoring resistance in PvE settings. Also places a counter-attack buff in this champion for 2 turns, which is significant after placing a provoke. His A1 is an attack when enemy destroys some max HP. Also increases tear meter by 20% every time he A1s, which is big. It increases tear meter by 40% instead if the target's under provoke, which more often than not, they're gonna be in that first wave, right? So he gains tear meter effing rapid, okay? Like man, it's good. Mostly into waves, that is, but it's good. The A2 skill is an attack one enemy, 3-turn cooldown, ignores 50% of the target's defense and any stone skin buffs if this champion's max HP is greater than the target's, which in PvP it should be, so, attack through stone skin. If the target is killed, instantly activate the A3 skill, which is the AoE provoke, and if the target survives, heals all allies by an amount equal to the difference between the target's current HP and max HP. Whatever, it becomes a heal in like a PvE setting, pretty much, Passive, enemies under provoke deal 50% less damage, allies deal 20% more damage against enemies under provoke, pretty cool. If they're multiple, blah, 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 blah. Okay, like he's like a fine champion. Useless against Mercurial inside of PvP, decent against Stone Skin, okay as a Hydra provoker. I wouldn't rank him as particularly great. I just thought I'd read through his kit more than anything, just to give him a little bit of a quick off-the-cuff review, because I had no idea what the hell he does, to be totally honest with you. Next we've got Baird the Broad, one of the legendaries involved in the event dungeon right now, if you get to a certain stage. Freya Fateweaver. Ooh. Freya's in the lineup. Okay, I've already got Freya on my main account, and that's why I'm questioning a little bit. Would I rather have a Freya on the free-to-play account, man? She's solid, man. Attack all enemies A1 with a, albeit lower chance of placing provoke on an AoE. Brings increased defense and big shields on a 3-turn cooldown on her A2 skill. And then she brings debuff cleanse, block debuffs, and tear meter fill on a 3-turn on her A2. This is amazing. You can build it to go be like the second fastest champion in your PvP teams, or even as just the fastest champion on your team. I use my Freya in high resist, decent speed stone skin gear still on my main account, which I should probably upgrade to Mercurial, but I just can't be bothered. PvP's just not that important to me, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, she's honestly very, very solid into PvP, using this as like an opening skill. Even if you do end up going second to the point where the enemy team can try and kill off one of your nukers. Her passive can save your nuker's life with an active effect, prevents the death of the ally with the highest crit damage, except your Freya, and keeps them alive with 1 HP when hit with a fatal hit. And so unless they get hit by a multi-hitter, this will actually just keep your nuker alive at 1 health, which is pretty cool. Also heals that ally and activates an instant turn effect on them, so they just get to jump in. She is one of those champions that is sort of good everywhere. I don't know why she's got apart from Demon Lord. Okay, 4.7 maybe is a little bit generous, but besides that, she's sort of very, very solid everywhere. Oh, and to be fair, okay, I don't really have any debuff cleanse. Okay, do I replace the Nalhorn with a Harima to massively upgrade my Provoker champion and potentially upgrade my Demon Lord team as well? Or do I replace my debuff cleanse champion, which is right now the Uugo, the only good debuff cleanse that I've got? I don't need more shields. The shields are sort of covered by Pelops into most content, like Finite and stuff. But then what teams that I'm using the Uugo in? Can I actually afford to drop the Uugo for the Freya? Definitely not Hydra, you know what I'm saying? So, oh god, do I upgrade the Uugo with a Freya or the Nalhorn with a Harima? That's the decision I've got to make. I do think, though, far and away, for this second day of the progressive, Freya Fateweaver is going to be the standout winner, I guess, that most people will probably try and pull for. Harima, maybe a close second. It depends on what your account needs, right? I've got to really think this through for my free-to-play account. I'm leaning towards the Harima, honestly, because I need to get more Hydra teams set up as well. I can't even think about setting up a second Hydra team right now without another Provoker, and so I think it's probably going to be the Harima for my free-to-play. Depends what your account needs. I'll brush over the voids in just a second as well, by the way. For my main account, I guess it's going to be... Oh god, I don't need anything. Oh, why did I wait? I should have just pulled on the first stupid summoner instead. Plarium, why are you gonna do this to me, man? I'm just so not excited about this event. Nosson? Maybe. I guess. I don't know. Maybe the Bird the Broad? Do we go for Bird? Places AoE provoke. Places counterattack buff for this champion and the ally with the highest crit damage for 2 turns. As A1 applies continuous heal on himself and the most injured ally. Then a triple hit on the A2. First hit steals all buffs from the enemy. Second hit transfers all debuffs from Bird to the enemy. And then the third hit applies debuff spread. Very, very specific and sort of finicky, man. I don't know, dude. He's obviously very, very good. It's just a little bit of a brain exercise, brain workout to figure out what team and use them in. Also heals all allies 40% of any damage dealt to this champion on the passive, which is very, very nice. But I guess on my main account, I'm just pulling for Nosson because I don't have him. Everything else I've got. You know what I'm saying? So, oh man. I apologize to anybody who, all I can give is my best guess when it comes to sort of like trying to predict what events are coming up and what events are worth saving your shards on and which events are going to be worth pulling for and stuff like that. I give this one my best guess. I give it something like a 70 or 80% chance that it was going to be a better event, this Summerish event, than the first one. Turns out you can't win them all, you know what I'm saying? Sometimes Plarium just take a dump all over me. Thanks for watching, guys. I apologize if you waited for this event and now you wish you just pulled for the first one. I'm in the same boat as you, frankly. Thanks for stopping by. Let me know what you guys plan to do on this event down below in the comments. And of course, if you could create a new Raid Share Legends account, make sure to get that done right now, man. Use the beginner link that's below this video at the top of the description box, man. Just click on that link and use it to create a new Raid account, man, for all of the free champions that you see on screen right now. And I'm going to catch all of you guys in the next one.